This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, United Rehabilitation Services closed their doors at 4 p.m. this afternoon. We were there for an emotional day. Welcome to FYI News 13. I'm Ken Cara. We start with our headlines from FYI News 13 and the Hazleton Standard Speaker, and we do start at United Rehabilitation Services in Hazleton. There were a mix of emotions from the staff and clients as they counted down the time until the doors would close for the final time. That happened at 4 p.m. on Wednesday. URS opened in 1958, helping those with disabilities with employment, giving training and support as well. We talked with Heather Miller, who started at URS 14 years ago in the workshop. She then moved on to the business office. Chad Wallace, who you will also hear from, has been with URS for 7 years.
The saddest part for today, because we're closing, because they're like family, and it's like seeing our family one last time, and we just like to see them all over again. And we are in the process of getting a place called Avenues. I'm not sure where it's going to be located, but it's going to be somewhere in Hazleton.
Saddest day of my life, and it's the hardest day of my life, because there's no reason why URS has to be closing today. We could do everything in this country and give money to everything, but where money was really needed, can't get money for, something's not right. It gave me to be with friends. It gave me to be open-minded. It gave me confidence. It showed me, Chad, you know what? You could do it. You could do it, buddy. You could do it. You're doing it. That's what you're doing. You're going out there, you're making a paycheck, a little paycheck. You're doing it. You're doing something for yourself. Good job. Keep doing it.
Stacy Peregrine was with URS for 25 years.
People say, oh, maybe good things will come. I will think positive. Maybe when we go to the place, maybe the place will be good, or maybe the staff will be good, maybe the building will be good. We can think and positive. We can say, we can sit at home, oh, things going to be bad. Think positive. Say, oh, things going to be good.
Peregrine says she will miss the staff at URS, but hopes to make friends with the new staff. Now, FYI did talk with the executive director of Avenues in Pottsville, Peter Keatsock. He did confirm with us that Avenues is in the process of developing a program that is on track to open September 1st. He said they do not know what building yet. He said the program has nothing to do with URS, but that Avenues is doing it for the people displaced by the closing of URS. Avenues provides vocational and employment programs. Meanwhile, State Representative Tara Toohill tells us that she has been on the front line of this fight for URS. She told us, quote, while it is extremely sad and disappointing that URS has failed to stay open, I am extremely hopeful that the new nonprofits and companies that are stepping up to provide services will do so with a true commitment to providing the best services possible to our disabled population, unquote. And we will have more with Representative Toohill in the coming days on FYI. Hazleton City Council unanimously approved a lease agreement that will provide parking for a major development project in downtown Hazleton. The lease agreement is between the City of Hazleton, the Hazleton Parking Authority, and DHD Realty. The parking coincides with the D'Angelo Brothers Incorporated, or DBI's, plans to move their world headquarters into the Traders Building on Broad Street. The agreement provides approximately 215 parking spaces in the South Wyoming Street parking garage and an additional 35 on Mine Street for DBI employees. The 10-year lease will generate $6,450 each month in rental fees for the city. Amendments made to the lease guarantee at least 25% of the spaces leased will be available for public use. The Luzerne County Democratic Party has a new chairman. Michael DeCosmo was elected unanimously last night to succeed Wyoming Mayor Robert Boyer. The vote came during the party's reorganizational meeting in Wilkes-Barre Township. DeCosmo will take the helm for the next 4 years. DeCosmo is the Hazel Township tax collector, a former member of the Hazelton Area School Board, and a political analyst for SSPTV. Students attending Luzerne County Community College will soon be paying more in tuition. On Tuesday, the College Board of Trustees approved a $46.2 million budget that includes a 7.3% increase in tuition. The budget is for the fiscal years, which starts in July. The tuition increase will take effect for the college's second semester, which begins July 7th. The hike means that pre-semester tuition for a full-time Luzerne County resident will go for $1,650 to $1,770. The cost of a credit will rise from $110 to $118. Tonight's news, now we have news from the desk of the Freeland Code Enforcement Office. Due to numerous complaints, a reminder to all property owners to keep grass cut below 6 inches in height, vegetation below 10 inches in height, and any tree limbs or hedges infringing on public walkways, driveways, or roads from interfering with the same. First-time offenders face a $25 fine. Second offense is a $50 fine, and third offense is a $100 fine. Well, he's back. The traveling preacher known as What's Your Name is back in Hazelton and back on the Sam LaSan Show. What's Your Name travels the world encouraging people to get along and do good. He joined Sam to talk about his experiences in India and Jerusalem and his future plans in our area. Don't miss this very special Sam LaSan Show tomorrow at 7 p.m. and again at 8 p.m. right here on SSP TV. Now you can get the show times and watch the show on our website at ssptv.com. And a reminder before we go to break that the Standard Speaker is your home for a bunch of local news and sports stories, and they also have a great presence online at standardspeaker.com. You can also follow them on Twitter and like them on Facebook, and make sure you sign up for their breaking news alerts. Coming up next on FYI, Janine and Tamara dish out decorating tips in What's the Sense. After that, we stop by Eckley Miners Village to talk about some new additions to Patchtown Days.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazelton Standard Speaker.
We are back here on FYI for What's the Sense every Wednesday. And what about those glass bottles? You know, I like to throw everything away when I'm not using it, but tomorrow she saves everything, and you might be at home and save everything as well. You could do some neat projects that are very inexpensive, right?
This is cool. I saw this and I just thought it was so cool. You take food coloring and Elmer's glue.
Okay.
And you mix it together and you paint your glass.
Oh, neat.
And it gives it a sea glass look.
That is super cool. So you start off with a regular glass, you just paint the outside, obviously.
Right.
With the mixture. And then do you have to let that obviously
It
dry?
dries very, very, very fast.
Okay.
This were just lamps that somebody gave me, and I just sea glassed it.
Oh, that's so neat.
And you just mix your color. The color will look darker, but as you are painting it on, it'll lighten. And if it's too dark, just wet your brush a little bit and water it down.
Go over it.
But I think it's cool, and there's a lot of old glass. I know you get those vases and all kinds of stuff laying around, but it's so pretty, and it's just summer, and it's time for the sea.
Now, if you want to ask Tamara a question, or you have a piece of furniture or some junk laying around that you want to redo, how do they get a hold of you?
You can either mail me at 11 East Broad, Hazelton, Pennsylvania, 18202, or you can find me on Facebook under What's the Sense, or my website, sagetheexchange.com.
We'll see you next week with more awesome ideas here with Tamara in downtown Hazelton.
Thank you.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
This is a beautiful shot on a beautiful day. It looks like a motivational poster, but I don't really have anything motivational to say, so I apologize. But I do have the weather forecast from the National Weather Service. Tonight, 40% chance of showers. The 66 will be the low. On Thursday, 20% chance of showers, mainly before 3 p.m. as we reach 78 degrees. Thursday night will be clear and 51 degrees. For Friday, sunny, we get up to 78. Friday night, we get down to 58 degrees. On Saturday, there's a 40% 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms, and we'll get up to 74 degrees. Saturday night will be mostly cloudy. The low will be 57. On Sunday, another chance of showers and thunderstorms in the area. The high is 74, and Sunday night we get down to 58 degrees.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Valley High, the area's oldest ice cream and fast food restaurant. Stop on in for a cold treat with their ice cream and yogurt, or some hot food with their burgers, hot dogs, fries, and much more. That's Valley High, located on Route 93 in West Hazleton. Stop on by today or give them a call at 570-455-5362.
It's always exciting to come to Eckley, check out the museum, walk through town, but you can really see it come to life during Patchdown Days. And I'm joined here now by Bodie Morin, who is the site advisor, and Kristen Bogash, who is in charge of the summer events here at Eckley Miners Village. Now, the one thing that jumped out to me, I've been to Patchdown Days in the past. I see a Yingling logo here. There's going to be a beer garden on Saturday. We were talking a little bit before we started the interview about kind of the history of alcohol here in Eckley. Now, was there a bar? Talk about that a little bit.
Well, we are going to have the beer tent will be open from noon till 7, and we're going to have happy hour from 5 until 7. Historically, early on, there was probably alcohol allowed on site with the first set of owners, Sharp, Weiss and Company. But when the Cox brothers took over in the 1880s, they banned alcohol altogether. Now, so there wouldn't have been any sort of formal bar or any place you could go on site. But alcohol wasn't banned by the individuals that lived here. And many of the miners came to Eckley with a winemaking tradition or with some kind of spirits tradition, spirits making tradition. So we found that alcohol always played a role here, but it wasn't a very formal process until after World War. Well, and even then it wasn't formal. But after World War II, residents at Eckley petitioned the company to allow them to build a social club. So they had the Eckley Hunting and Fishing Club, which is still on site today, and it still has active membership. And that was a private club that allowed alcohol and drinking on site.
So interesting. But if that's not your thing, and just this past weekend, I was at a bar watching the World Cup with my wife. I had a beer. She had some tea. There will be also a very nice tea on Sunday. Talk about that, Kristen, some of the other events that are happening this weekend.
Well, we will be having a historical fashion show that's going to take place in our Visitor Center auditorium. It will be put on by the Queen Victoria's Court. And then afterwards, we will have a Victorian tea down in our Sharp House. With a small donation, people can enjoy tea and cookies.
That's very nice. And also this year you said you're bringing donkeys in. Now it's kind of speaking to Eckley's past, maybe not totally, but talk about why that's a big deal.
Well, typically in a coal patch town, you would have mules. They were one of the primary workforces to bring coal carts out of the mines. But this year we are joined by donkeys from Young's Funny Farm in Berwick. And they were descendants of donkeys that were used to breed mules that were throughout the area until the mines had closed down.
That's very neat. That's pretty. So a lot of cool, interesting facts to find out when you get here. And there will be people walking around the town dressed up. Talk about how are these people? Do they know about Eckley's past? Can people ask questions? Tell me how that all works.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have several costume interpreters throughout the village, and we'll also have docents inside all of the interpreted buildings throughout the day. But the people in costume are part of the Eckley Players, which is our on-site volunteer probably play group. And most of them have been around for a very long time, and they know quite a bit about Eckley. So they're certainly there to answer your questions. We'll also have 2 plays this weekend, 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday, put on by the Eckley Players. So it's going to be a good event.
So come out, see some of the things old and new. As always, it's a good time here at Eckley Miners Village. And on tonight's community calendar, tomorrow is Dump the Pump Day. That means that Hazleton Public Transit will offer free rides all day to the public. National Dump the Pump Day is a public awareness day that emphasizes how taking public transportation can help individuals save money and help the environment as well. Again, free bus rides tomorrow in the city of Hazleton. If you win the lottery, maybe you could buy some people some bus rides as well. Let's take a look at the lottery numbers. The Daily 883, the Big Four 8028. Quinto 87463 and Treasure Hunt 8, 9, 11, 19, and 28. Dave Seaman from the Standard Speaker joins us in sports next.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
It is Dave Day. Dave Seaman returns, the sports editor from the Standard Speaker, here on FYI. And due to time constraints, I won't go through the entire American Outlaw I Believe cheer, Dave, that has become so popular as World Cup fever is really spreading all over the place. You said you had the game on last night at the Standard Speaker. What was it like just looking up and talk about the excitement that U.S. game was as they'd be gone a few nights ago?
Ironically, I missed the first few seconds of the game and I missed the first goal. So I saw there was a lot of level of excitement, and it really got off the World Cup off to an outstanding start for the Americans. They were able to persevere through a tough match and get a great start.
I thought it was interesting, Alexi Lawless, and we featured it on our show, an analyst for ESPN, former U.S. men's national team member. He said, listen, it wasn't pretty, but it was American soccer, and I love it. And there's been kind of, I don't want to say a disconnect, but Jurgen Klinsmann comes in. He wants to play an aggressive style of soccer. Many people have said, hey, listen, that's just not the American way. We don't have the players yet. And that's what happened kind of. They're on their back heels. It was exciting, kind of nerve-wracking, though, throughout the whole game.
Jurgen Klinsmann reminds me a lot of Herb Brooks, the coach of the American hockey team from 1980. We all know what happened there. He's a taskmaster, but he knows what he wants. His players know what he wants. They respect him, and he plays the media so well. His comments saying Americans don't have a realistic chance to do anything in the World Cup, I think he's telling a different story to his players behind closed doors.
Let's talk about World Cup fever. You said you're working right now at the Standard Speaker, going out in the community, talking to people about soccer. Talk about the article you're working on.
Well, Sam Matta has gone into the community a little bit, looked at Pine Street Playground and talked to some community members. We have a vast array of people in our neighborhoods now who have played soccer, who bleed soccer, who are probably even more hardcore soccer than you, which is hard to believe, but they grew up with the sport, and they're giving us a lot of insight to how much the World Cup means to them and the excitement level that's building worldwide.
You tell Sam to let me know who these people are. I want to challenge them. But no, I do believe it. It's very big around here, so keep your eye out on the Standard Speaker for that article. Another big event coming up in our area, it's going to be Little League Tournament Fever. I love this time of year. And Dave, I was just thinking of Charlie Karchner. I think I remember watching him playing Little League Baseball coming up, star for MMI now. So this is an exciting time of year. What do you look forward to when the Little League playoffs are all around, the All-Star playoffs?
Well, what's great about Little League, I think it takes people back to a different era when you had my town against your town. Little League, that's the last hope that we hold on to that. It could be a West Hazelton against a McAdoo or a Hazel Township against Valley. And the towns come out and support their teams. The boys are all excited to play, and I think it's one of my favorite times of year, actually.
I remember when I was growing up, Hazelton had the two Little League teams in the tournament. I think it was the Americans and the Nationals, maybe. A kind of different atmosphere right now, but there still is an excitement about it and maybe swinging, back into being more popular in the area.
It sure is. I mean, you go up to any field from Coryell Stadium to West Hazelton, Hazel Township, Valley West, at Whispering Willows. There's a whole level of excitement, and teams prepare very hard, and they've been doing it for a long time. They've been practicing now, and it seems like the Little League regular season now kind of gets lost in the shuffle a little bit because teams and leagues are geared toward tournament time, but again, it's a fun time of year.
And you can follow all of that action in the Standard Speaker as well as our local teams travel throughout the tournaments. And remember, look out for that World Cup article as well, and continuing World Cup coverage in the Standard Speaker. It's Wednesday, and here's some delicious alliteration. It's signature steak night at Bottlenecks. All of their signature steaks are only $9.95 plus bottomless soup and salad for only $2.95.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First tonight, the Domestic Violence Service Center and the Flying Aces Riding Club are holding a victory ride for victims on Saturday, June 21st. Registration begins at 9 a.m., a ceremony will be held at 11:30, and the ride leaves at noon. All proceeds benefit the Domestic Violence Service Center. For more information, please call 570-427-4766. And finally, Nescopec State Park will be holding a hiking series program called Boulder Field Trail on Wednesday, July 9th. This group hike will tackle the Hickory Run State Park for a total of 7 miles. Registration is not required, but any hike may be rescheduled due to weather. For more information, please call 570-403-2006. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Deborah M. Phipps of Whitehaven. Memorial is Saturday at 11 a.m. in the Laurel Cemetery. The McNulty Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. And Catherine Farley of Hazelton. Arrangements will be announced by the Boyle Funeral Home. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop located on 15th Street in Hazelton. Free delivery to all local funeral homes. Call 570-454-0111.
FunFest weekend is approaching now, and we're getting to the point where we really have to start putting everything together. And one of the things that we do at this time of year is get some sponsorships. These are local businesses who come in and help us to promote FunFest, help to provide some financial support to FunFest. And one of the best ways that a local business can do that is by being part of our banner sponsorship program. The Chamber of Commerce is doing the Hometown Hero banners, and they have the downtown banners. But July and August and early September, that's really FunFest banner sponsorship time. And this is a great opportunity for any business because you get to actually have your company logo right there on the banner. It's up for a little more than 2 months. It helps to promote your business. It helps to promote the coming of FunFest weekend, and also just helps to brighten up downtown Hazleton. The program is one of many that we offer. There are different ways that you can be part of the banner sponsorship program. You can commit for 1 year or 2. You can also, for every banner sponsorship, you also get an ad in the program booklet for our kickoff concert, which this year, once again, we're bringing the Poets back for the Friday night kickoff concert of FunFest weekend. So that's another great opportunity to get your company name out there. So we're looking for any business that wants to be involved in that or in any other way. Our sponsorship program includes our gold, silver, and bronze sponsors. We have event sponsorships, parade sponsorships, which is another great opportunity to get visibility. The FunFest parade attracts tens of thousands of people to downtown Hazleton. So you really want to be able to promote to all of those people. Usually what happens is FunFest weekend, people come downtown and say, wow, there's a lot of people downtown. I wish that I could have gotten my word out to them. Now's the time to sign up for that. So we're encouraging everyone to do that. And then FunFest weekend in general, we're starting to sign up for everything else, our parade, our craft show, our car show, our street fair, which includes booths for nonprofit organizations as well as commercial entities. So anyone who wants to take part, you can really check out our FunFest website, which is funfestpa.org. You can also get that through the Chamber's website or call us here at the Chamber of Commerce and we'll give you all the information.
Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name right now on News 13, you have 13 minutes to call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Our winner tonight is Paul Karinchak of Tamaqua. Paul, if you're watching, give us a call right now, 570-459-9813 to win your free movie.
Facebook.com/FYI News 13 is where you can go for breaking news. Also standardspeaker.com. We'll see you back here at 5 o'clock tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Take it easy, everyone.